Welcome back to the channel, guys. Darth Slone here. What you're about ready to witness was my very first YouTube video way back on July 8th, 2020. At that point, I was still on Xbox. I hadn't ever killed a diamond. I didn't really understand how the game worked. Um, and you can clearly tell when I'm trying to track this thing down. I won't spoil the fun, but it's interesting to watch where I started and where I'm at now. Not that I'm a professional now, but it's just kind of cute, I guess you could put. I go back and watch the way I used to think. You know, this is going to be a 3-part series. This is part 1. This tells the story of when I was murdered by my first diamond that I ended up killing. It killed me, and we got our revenge, and I just had fun with it. It was back in a time when everything about the game was entertaining, and I couldn't wait to play every day. Um, Even doing the missions, like every part of the game was brand new. I just started playing. I started playing a couple months prior to that, and I was teaching online. That's when the pandemic hit. So everybody was teaching online, needed a new hobby, wasn't getting out of the house much. My students had told me about this game. They knew I loved to hunt in real life, and so started doing that. So anyway, I wanted to add this little intro and just kind of let you know things are not the way they used to be in game now. Things have changed. Um, so that's why I wanted you to know that this is a video from 2020. So if you hear some things that are no longer relevant to the game, that's why. This was my very first video. So I hope you enjoy and try not to be too critical, please. But anyway, here it is for your entertainment. I'll leave you with it. Welcome back to another episode of Darth Slone, art teacher by day, horrible hunter by night, in this case, horrible hunter by morning. I want to just let you in on the sitch and what we're getting ready to do here. Look at all this. Look at how far I have tracked this. Diamond Blacktail. And I didn't know he was a diamond. I knew he was max weight, but I hadn't seen him. I just clicked on his tracks and I was like, oh, well, let's follow this and see where this goes. So I crouch walked and played it all nice and, cool, and like, I'm going to get him out in an open field and get a perfect broadside shot on him and all that stuff. So I crouch walked and I played this out for a long time. Eventually I grew impatient because I kept clicking on his droppings, and at first it was fresh and very fresh. And, to start things off, I wasn't even looking to be here. I don't even know why the game spawned me here. I was hunting somewhere else. I must have ended the game, or the power went off, or something happened. I've been hunting over here in Layton Lakes, and I usually respawn over there somewhere. But it spawned me here. I think this is the starting area when you first start hunting here. Nothing here. There's not even an outpost here. So I was like, well, what am I doing here? And I saw some tracks all around me. And I was like, well, let's just see. Anytime I see tracks, I click them, because I want to look at the weight and all that potential diamond. It doesn't hurt to always click any track. Any animal, if it's max weight, I've got my little chart on my phone that tells me, and if I see it's diamond potential, I'm tracking it down. That's kind of a Zaggy DK technique. Anyway, I've killed some level 4 blacktail that were max weight lately, and I was like, it's still good to kill them, but I've never seen that level 5 blacktail, So finally, I just decided to start running. I just got impatient. There he is. I spotted him there. I spotted him when I finally got to spot him, and you can see I tracked him a long way before I ever laid eyes on him. By the time I finally did spot him, I had been running at that point and just clicking as I went. I finally laid eyes on him, and he was level 5. I was like, oh my God. But at that point, I'd spooked him. And I just kept jumping him and tracking him, and I was like, well, I have gotten lucky a couple of times of just running an animal down and it getting caught in a glitch, like around a rock or something. So I was kind of hoping for that. But the thing that sucked is he had two other blacktail with him, and it's like they were protecting him. Like I would scope in these long fields in hopes to see him and get a good shot on him. And he had like this little level 3 running with him, and so I never could get a good clear shot on him. So he runs me down, in a little circle here. I thought I was going to get him here. I actually took a shot at him here. I'm glad I didn't hit him. It was a stupid shot. I'd have killed myself if I'd, not really. I'd have been very mad at myself if I had run it and turned him into a goat or something. Anyway, he goes across down here, gets down in here in this area, and I'm like, okay, I can see long distances here. But once again, the little level 3 and the doe ran blocker for him. So he comes down here, does this little run around, and loses me for a little while. Goes up toward this outpost area. So I finally figure out that he's just looped around, and I saw some tracks up in here, and I go up in here, and evidently he was stuck in one of those little, glitches where they're just running around in a circle. That's kind of what I was hoping for, but I stepped a little too close, and that's what happens too, is they'll get out of that little loop. And he charged me. He had already hit me, like, I know he hit me here once or twice. So I was low on health, and I was afraid this was going to happen. But he hits me right here and kills me. Just straight up murders me. My son and wife were here watching, and they just lost it laughing because they know I've never killed a diamond either, and I was on the hunt here. He had no regard for humanity. He didn't consider my feelings. He just straight up murdered me. Just straight up. Got me right in the feels. I fell down, stiff-legged dead like the animation does in this game. But now that you know the story, I don't even know if this is going to work or not. But according to, I happen to notice the time was around 17 or 1800 when all this started. So I have put a tent here. I'm going to change the time. I don't even know if this is going to work. But I have changed the time, and we're going to hope. It has worked with other animals that they'll be in this area. But we're just going to hope that we can find them. I've got some other blacktail need zone times here, but they don't match up to this time. I don't know what he was doing in this area. Maybe I've just not discovered it yet. Or whatever. But we are hoping. I've also, I wasn't prepared the last hunt because I didn't have my collar, which I have now. I've got my little can bleat. I also have my 6.5, which will give me 2 shots if I need it. I did have the 7.5. I wasn't set up to hunt this guy. I know I'm here a lot earlier than what I was. I must have been here at 1900 because it was dark. See, I wanted to restart it while I was explaining all that, give the tracks and stuff time to spawn in, the animals time to spawn in, and then I would have been ready to rock and roll. We'll see. If this goes on much longer, I'll just end the stream, and whenever they do pop up, I'll start the stream back. But I did want to explain that story. There's blacktail deer, 1300, 1700. That's the closest need time. He was just hanging around here for whatever reason. Hoping he does that quite often. There's a drink zone, but it's 5 to 9. Blacktail jackrabbit. So anyway, he was here. But he might have been here at 1900, so we'll give it a minute. I'm here a little early. So maybe he's not here yet. If we don't get something here in a minute, I'll just end the stream. Pick up when I do find tracks. I'll start streaming again. But we're going to kill this guy. We're going to get our revenge. This evil deer has no regard for human life. He killed me. So it's on. It's a personal vendetta. And I know what's going to happen. He's going to be one of those level 5 max weight trolls. He's going to be like 0.5 below the diamond limit or something. That'd be just the ultimate slap in the face. But it don't matter. It don't matter at this point if he's a bronze. He killed me. I didn't do nothing to him besides shoot at him twice. It is on. I mean, it's on. It's I don't care. You know, if I see diamond other animals, I don't care. It's okay. I'm lying, but anyway, gold other animals. Well, probably still lying. If I see silver other animals, I'm not shooting them. And, well, I probably will. Anyway, the main thing that I'm hunting is this blacktail, level 5. I'm looking for his tracks. I'm probably going to shoot anything still because you know me, I'm trigger happy. But it's on. I mean, it is on. I'm going to get up here and look. It's already different because the last time there were tracks here everywhere. But who knows? Let's just get up here and start clicking on tracks. This is a good sign. It's also, I like this little feed zone area here. Oh, it's a bear. Hey. Oh, it's white-tailed jackrabbit. I needed another white-tailed jackrabbit. Feed zone. Be him. Not him. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hang around here until these tracks and stuff spawn in. Maybe what I'll do, let's go somewhere else. Maybe. Should I do that? Just go to wander around. Click on some tracks. Give us a couple more minutes. If it doesn't look good, I'll just end the stream and I'll pick back up when I do find his tracks. But I'm in hot pursuit. He's evil blacktail deer, level 5, diamond potential, big old rack on him, and zero support from my son and my wife. I mean, they just sat there and laughed. Zero support. I mean, they know the pains that I've gone through. They watched the video when I killed the diamond potential red deer, only to find out it was a level 9 troll. A legendary troll. They know my pain. And here I was, trying to get my scope lined up on this guy, and he just charged me. Straight up murdered me. Zero empathy. Zero remorse. Stomped me into my stiff-legged animation and left me for dead right there. And I spawned in. I was like, well, my tracks are going to be gone now, but they were there still. I spawned in and I looked around, clicked around, still nothing. Couldn't find where he went to. I think at that point maybe he just disappeared or something. Because I think he was way outside of his zone where he's supposed to be. I just ran him there. I think that might be what happens is sometimes they get caught in that loop because they're not really supposed to be there in that area, and I just chased him over to there. Alright, so I'll just end the stream here. Hopefully I will find the tracks, and when I do, we'll do part 2. We'll just call it, I'll just put a part 2 on it. Murdered by Diamond Blacktail part 2. And that will be the actual hunt. Hopefully we get to do that. Hopefully we get to pick up on his tracks. And I'll do it right this time. I've got my collar. I'll crouch walk. I'll start calling when I get to very fresh and crouch walking. Hoping that he hears and turns around and comes back toward me, and we can be in a position to put him down. Looks like PETA got their revenge, you know. They've hired this blacktail to come after me.